Ever wonder what really holds a massive global company together? Today, we're going behind the scenes at Cerial car manufacturing. But we're not just looking at the steel and the tires. We're looking at the invisible digital blueprint, the secret architecture that makes the entire operation run. Let's jump in.
So, let's start with what sounds like a simple question. How do you build a car? I mean, it seems pretty straightforward, right? You get your parts, you line them up, you put them together. Easy.
But what happens when you're not just building one car? What if you're building thousands across different countries with millions of tiny pieces? How do you do all of that without losing track of a single solitary screw? That is the real challenge. And the answer isn't in a factory, it's in a meticulously organized digital system.
To really get how Cerial pulls this off, we have to start at the very top of their digital blueprint. This is the bedrock, the foundation that everything else is built upon.
At the absolute peak of this structure is something called the client. Now, this isn't a customer buying a car. In this world, the client is the master container for the entire global enterprise. Cerial is Client 800, one single digital entity that holds every single business process, no matter where it happens.
Just one step down from that, we find the company code. Now, this is the part that the government and the banks really care about. Cerial Car Manufacturing, Inc., with the code C100, is the actual legal entity in Canada. This is who files taxes, creates balance sheets, and basically makes sure all the financial stuff is done by the book.
Of course, you can't build cars out of thin air. You need parts, a whole lot of them. So, how does this digital blueprint manage the colossal task of buying everything from raw steel to high-tech engines? Well, let's follow the digital breadcrumbs on their Procure-to-Pay journey.
Cerial has a really smart two-level system for this. They have one central purchasing organization, that's C100 PUR, that handles the huge global contracts to get the best possible deals. But for the day-to-day stuff, they have local teams in Cambridge and Montreal. These guys can react fast and manage the really specific parts, like those heavy-duty components needed for the trucks.
And here's the digital life of every single part they buy. It kicks off with a requisition, basically a plant raising its hand and saying, "Hey, we need engines." Once that's approved, it becomes a formal purchase order sent to a supplier. When the truck arrives with the parts, they're scanned in as a goods receipt. And the final beautiful step? The system automatically checks the invoice against the order and the receipt. If everything lines up, payment goes out. It's a slick process designed to stop mistakes before they happen.
So, the parts have arrived. Now it's time for the fun part, actually building something. Let's take a look at how this digital blueprint defines the physical factories where all the magic happens.
Cerial's blueprint is all about specialization for maximum efficiency. The Cambridge plant, C100, is all cars all the time. Meanwhile, Montreal, or M200, is the heavy lifter. They build the buses and trucks. Each factory does one thing, and they do it really well.
And inside each plant, the digital map gets even more precise. This is exactly how you don't lose that screw. You see, every physical shelf in the warehouse has a digital twin. C100-001 isn't just a code. It's the exact spot where they keep the raw steel sheets. C100-002 holds the shiny new cars ready to go. The system knows exactly where everything is always.
Okay, the cars are built and looking good. But now, how does Cerial get them from the factory floor into your driveway? Well, you guessed it, the blueprint also maps out the entire global sales process.
What's so interesting here is that the sales process is just as structured as manufacturing. There's a global sales organization watching over everything. Underneath that, they have distribution channels to split sales between Canadian dealers and exports. And finally, they use divisions to separate the data for cars versus trucks. This lets them track performance with incredible detail and fine-tune their strategy for every single product line. So we've looked at all these different departments: finance, procurement, manufacturing, sales. Now let's connect all those dots and see how they work together as one single intelligent system. This quote absolutely nails the core idea. When a real-world truck delivers engines to the factory, a physical action, the system instantly updates the inventory. And at the exact same moment, it updates the company's financial accounts. There's no lag time, no paperwork to get lost. It is a perfect digital reflection of reality, in real time. This just drives the point home.
Procurement, manufacturing, and sales aren't separate kingdoms. They are all interconnected gears in one continuous machine. And finance isn't just another piece of the pie, it's the thread that runs through everything, tracking every single dollar from the moment a part is ordered to the moment a car is sold.
So we've just mapped the intricate digital DNA of serial car manufacturing. And it kind of leaves you with a big question, doesn't it? If this is the level of complex organization it takes to run just one company, just try to imagine the mind-bogglingly complex web of systems that makes our entire global economy tick every single day.